live. Now, before I do anything, I want you to just watch one thing real quick. I want you to write this down. X plus 3 quantity squared, okay? Let's just write that down. I want you to write that down at the top. X plus 3 quantity squared. Okay? Okay? Write that down. And after everybody have that written down? Now put this word down. Not. N-O-T. Not. X plus 3 quantity squared is not. It is not x squared plus 9. It is not. That is not the answer. Almost every kid does that, and it is wrong. Now we got to figure out why that is not. Why is x plus 3 quantity squared not x squared plus 9? Well, anytime you do a square, you're multiplying it by itself. Anytime you square something, you multiply it by itself. 2 squared is 4 because it's 2 times 2. 3 squared is 9 because it's 3 times 3, right? So x plus 3 squared is x plus 3 times x plus 3. And then if we FOIL this, we're going to get a different answer, all right? So let's take a look at what they did with x plus 5 squared, okay? So if you rewrite it, and they write it in this weird way, I'd rather have you do it a different way. I'd rather have you do x plus 5, write it twice, x plus 5, okay? Write it twice. Quantity squared, because something squared is something times itself, right? Something times itself. So x plus 5 squared is x plus 5 times x plus 5, okay? Now what we learned on Friday was this thing called FOIL. FOIL's got 4 letters, right? FOIL's got 4 letters, so there's 4 multiplications we got to do. First, outside, inside, last, right? So we want to do this by FOIL, okay? It's got 4 steps. So the first is the x squared, okay? Then the outside makes a 5x, and then another inside makes another 5x, and that's where they get the 10. And then finally, 5 times 5 is 25, okay? So my answer is x squared plus 10x plus 25. You've got to have a middle term. All right? Now, let's move down to this example, okay? Okay, let's move down to this example. Everybody see this one? So, let's FOIL. Okay, I want to FOIL this one. Brian, turn around. First, x times x. What is x times x? Everybody, x times x. X squared. X times a negative 3. Negative 3x. 3 times x. Positive 3x. And 3 times negative 3. 3 times negative 3. Negative 9. So, in this case, these two cancel each other out, don't they? And you do wind up with x squared minus 9. Okay, now, what the book and what the journal wants us to know is that these up here are called perfect square trinomials. Perfect square trinomials. So if we have something quantity squared, we're going to call it a perfect square trinomial. This is a perfect square trinomial because when we get done multiplying out, it is a 1, 2, 3 terms. That's a trinomial, right? But it came from a perfect square, okay? This is a perfect square trinomial because we got done with it. It's got 1, 2, 3 terms, right? Trinomial, but it came from a square. This is a perfect square trinomial. It's got 1, 2, 3 terms, but it came from a quantity squared. This one's called difference of squares. Difference of squares. And the reason it's called difference of squares is when you finally look at the answer, the word difference in math means minus. Okay, the word difference in math means minus. And I've got a perfect square, x squared, minus 9. But 9 is a perfect square too because 3 squared, right? So this one's called difference of squares. and this one's called perfect square trinomial. I will not quiz you on the names of these, but what I do as a math teacher is I will use the names. I will never quiz you on the names. I don't care if you memorize these names, but I will use the names. When you hear Mr. Davies saying perfect square trinomial, you're going to go, oh, he's talking about those. Or difference of squares, you'll go, oh, he's talking about those. Okay, turn the page. Let's turn the page. I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you. And then we'll turn the page, okay? Are you good? Okay, turn the page. All right, let's do some of these. So, right at the bat, number one. Let's do number one together. Let's do number one and number two together, and then I'll have you do three. So, number one, first of all, when you see this, okay, make yourself a note. Make yourself a note. We're going to write it twice. We're going to write it twice, and then we're going to foil. We're going to write it twice, and then we're going to foil, okay? Write it twice, and then we're going to foil. Okay, when you see these quantity squared, when you see a quantity squared, we're going to write it twice and then foil. Okay, that's our rule. We're always going to do that. When you see a quantity squared, we're going to write it twice, and we're going to foil it. So I'm going to write a plus 3 times an a plus 3. Okay, we're going to write it twice, then we're going to foil it. So I wrote it twice. I wrote a plus 3, right? And then I'm going to foil. A times a. A squared, right? A squared, right? Outside, a times 3 is a 3a. Positive 3a, right? 3 times a is another 3a, right? It's another 3a. 3 times 3 is 9, right? Okay, now, if we can tidy it up, we will. We'll tidy it up, okay? So, I'm going to have a squared plus a 6a plus 9. And that's it. You cannot add those because they're different, right? They're different. You got a squareds, you got a's. That's it. You're done. Okay? All right? I would like you guys to try number 3. Number 3 on your own, okay? Let's do number 3 on your own, okay? Try number 3. Try number 3 on your own. Okay, I want everybody to try number 3. Wake up, guys. Wake up. I know it's Monday morning. I want everybody to try number 3 on their own. Uh-huh.
Why is this one both pluses, but this one's a minus?
We're going to get to that. Yeah.
They're the same, it's A and X.
Which one are you looking at?
This one, is 3, that's not that. It's just X squared minus 9. Right? And you did that thing.
What's 4 times 4? 16?
No, look at the difference between...
You said. So then why is that one 6?
Well, 3a plus 3a. But on the other one, they were different. They cancel each other out, okay?
Yeah, but why were they negative when this is all positive?
There's no negative.
Well, then how do they cancel each other out?
Okay, look at the difference. Can you see the difference between this problem and this problem?
Oh, I thought that was that. Okay, so
Yeah. Okay, did you get it? Okay, hold on, Spencer. So, let's do it together. I have a... Stop talking. I have a c plus 4 times another c plus 4, right? So, first, c times c. What's c times c? C squared, right? C times 4. Positive 4c. Another 4 times c is another positive 4c. Finally, 4 times 4 is... Everybody agree? Okay, so then I should get an answer of c squared plus 8c plus 16. Raise your hand if you got that answer. Nice. Nice. Okay, so let's do one that might have a negative in it. Let's try number 5, okay? I want everybody to try number 5. It's got a negative in it. Same kind of stuff, though. Okay. Everybody try number 5. Okay, write it twice. Okay, write it twice. Write it twice. Okay, write it twice. And then FOIL, right? Write it twice and then FOIL. Okay. I'm going to write 3x minus 2 times another 3x minus 2. So if you see the squared, it means something times itself, right? So I got to write it twice. I've got 2x minus 2. Say, I said that wrong. It's Monday morning. 3x minus 2 and another 3x minus 2, okay? And so then we're going to go 9x squared. Did you get that? 9x squared. A negative 6x, another negative 6x, and a positive 4. And I'll stop and let you catch up if you haven't got that, okay? Negative times a negative is positive, right? Okay, I'm not done, but that's the first. That's the FOIL, okay? I did the FOIL. Stands for first, outside, inside, last, right? So now I combine these two. You get a 9x squared minus 12x plus 4. Okay, how many kids got that right? I want to see. Okay, good. All right, now let's take a look at number 7. Let's do 7 together. I'm going to help you with 7. Okay, we're going to do 7 together. Okay, same stuff. Let's write it twice. 3x plus 2y, and go another 3x plus 2y. Okay, write it out. Okay, write that out. So we see quantity squared, and we write it twice, right? We see the big quantity squared, we write it twice, and then we're going to FOIL. Okay, now I'm going to do this with you, but slowly. Okay, you ready? First step's easy. 3x times 3x, that's just a 9x squared, right? But now this next one's a little weird and a little tricky. You cannot add things, but you can multiply anything. Okay, you can multiply anything. So a 3x times a 2y is a 6xy. These two together become a 6xy because you can multiply anything, okay? Makes a positive 6xy, okay? 3x times 2y is a positive 6xy. We kind of squish them together, okay, because we're multiplying, okay? And then if I multiply over here, a 2y times a 3x, I'm going to get another positive 6xy. And then I'll get a 2y times a 2y is a positive 4y squared. Okay? Okay, now I'm just going to tidy it up. These two can be added because they are the same, right? I'm going to add these two because they're the same. So I'm going to get a 9x squared plus a 12xy plus a 4y squared. Okay? That's my answer. It's not too bad? No. Okay, we just have to be careful of little things, okay? Okay, anybody? You guys okay? Yeah, Tim, question. It kind of, that's a really good question. It kind of is. Here's why. Degree 2, that technically is degree 2, and that's technically degree 2. You could rewrite it in a different order if you wanted to, but technically it... Yeah, and that's, you can, Tim, absolutely, yeah. It wouldn't make any difference, yeah. If you like it that way, yeah. Okay, so number 9. Let's do number 9 together, okay? I want you guys to do number 9. So you got to be careful with number 9. I want everybody to try 9. Everybody to try 9. I want everybody to give number 9 a try, okay? Let's give it a try. I want everybody to try 9, okay? Now, be careful. A negative times a negative is a positive, right? Because agree with that? Negative times a negative is a positive. So we've got to be careful of our double negatives. 4c plus 5d. Oh, negative, my bad. But I fixed it. Negative 4c plus 5d, okay? So again, FOIL, right? FOIL. FOIL means you got to go the first, then the outside, then the inside, then the last, right? We're foiling, right? We know Negative times a negative is a positive c squared, right? So we're going to get a positive 16c squared. But I'll let you do it. I want to make sure everybody can do it without my help, right? I'm trying to go way slower than you because I want you to do it. Positive 16c squared. There's my first term. Okay? Negative 20. Negative 20 CD. Okay, you guys see where I got the negative 20 CD from? Yeah, so when you put the C and D together, you squish them together because you're multiplying, okay? You cannot add them, but you can multiply anything. You can, when you multiply anything, just squish them together, okay? I got a C times a D, call it CD, okay?
So when they're different, you have to
Combine them, yep, put them together, yeah. And the same thing here. Watch this, okay? I'm just going to make this a negative 20 CD, okay? So when you multiply, you just squish them together, okay? You multiply them together. So I got another negative 20 CD, okay? So they are different, just put them together, okay? And then finally, I'll get a positive 25 D squared. How am I doing? Okay? Now, so the rule is this, okay? So math is full of lots of rules, okay? Okay, he's listening? So math is full of rules, and the hard part about rules is remembering them all. Now the rules never change, that's what I like about math. The rules never change. It's not like English. Rules are always changing in English. But math, they don't change. The hard part about math is remembering all the rules. So the rules are this, okay, listen? When you multiply, you can multiply anything, squish them together, okay? But when you add or subtract, you can only put the ones together that are the same. So check it out. These two are the same. These two are the same, aren't they? I got a CD, I got another CD. It makes 20 CD. So my answer is going to be a 16C squared minus a 20 CD. That's a CD. That's a bad look of CD. Plus 25D squared. 40. 40. Boy, am I sloppy. Okay, now. Nice job. So now, next one. Let's look at 10. Shh, I'm getting there. Look at 10. 10's different, isn't it? It's no longer quantity squared. It's just a FOIL problem, right? 10's just a regular FOIL. Okay. So, but we will get the middle terms will cancel out. But we got to check it out, okay? X squared, right? Positive 3x, right? Minus 3x minus 9. No, I'm just skipping around. Yeah. Yeah. I just skip around, Chris. I'm, kind of crazy. Yeah. Right. It's different, isn't it? So you just FOIL it. You're totally right. So then these two cancel, right? X squared minus 9. That's it. That's my answer, okay? That's my answer. Okay, I want you to try 12, okay? You guys try 12. Let's see if you get an answer, okay? I want everybody to try 12 on their own. Okay, everybody try 12.
Wait, Mr. David?
No. You just get the answer if you know it. Huh?
Mr. David, why did this cancel out? Oh, you could have used cancel.
Right, they just pause and they just cancel each other, right? Alright. Okay, everybody trying 12. I want everybody to try 12, okay? Ben, Bryce, do number 12. Okay, Jesus, you try number 12? Yep. Okay. Oscar, you try 12? Of course you are. Cruz, you guys doing it? Good. 12. So these should be easy. Yeah, Tim?
If something's to the pi power, would that be considered circling it?
No. It would be an exponential. We're going to learn about that.
You know that 3.14 like pi doesn't just mean a circle.
Yeah, I know. That it's a joke. It's a joke.
Yes. Okay, I got a t squared. You guys get a t squared, right? I have a positive 11t. I'm going to get the negative, though, real quick, right? Then I'll have a negative 11t minus 121, right?
Only 20.
And then finally, I'm going to get a t squared, cancel, cancel, right? Minus 121. Okay? So far, so good. You guys agree? Now, I'll wait for you to catch up. And let's go to number 19, because they get this weird thing about 19, okay? Okay, when you're done, we're going to go to 19, all right? All right, you guys ready for 19? Okay, let's look at 19. So, okay, everybody go to 19. Okay, so, you listening? Guys, you listening? Okay. All right, now if you had a calculator, who cares? You would not need a little trick. If you had a calculator, boom, 18 times 22, you got the answer. But you could write it like this, and this is what they want to show you. You could write this as 20 minus 2 times a 20 plus 2. You could. You could, right? You could. Right? So if you didn't have a calculator, and you thought, man, I got to be able to do this in my head. Here's a nice little trick. Now, that's 18. You guys agree? 18. That's 22. So if I went 400 plus 40, then I get another negative 40, and a negative 4, then all of a sudden, I don't need a calculator, do I? Because those two cancel. And what is 400 minus 4? 309. Hey, so if I use my calculator, let's see. Check it out. If I'd say, okay, well, what is 18 times 22? Wow, what do you know, huh? Pretty slick. Okay, so that's what we're going to do for the day. Let me stop recording. We have